Hi all, this is Annie B and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time to my channel, thank you for watching and please consider subscribing for upcoming videos. However, if you are a subscriber already, as always, a huge thank you for watching my channel. Now today I would like to share with you, drum roll, ta-da! Dollar bead box. I want to show you some of the finished items that I made from the April. I know I'm behind a little bit on this, but I decided I would just show you some of the things that I did make. With everything going on in the world, what I did was I kind of set aside my beading, and I think I'm not the only one that did this. You know, you just get so involved in what's going on in the world today, and it's just so overwhelming. So I kind of stepped back a little bit, and let me show you what I started doing. For a while, I've been like everybody else. I've been making masks. And this is the one right here, this pattern here that I made for my husband here. And he looks so cute in it. He don't like for me to say he looked cute in it, but he does. He looked cute in it. So I started making my mask, but I had to put those aside because I ran out of elastic. So I have placed an order and hopefully it will get here next week. And it took almost a month. So I'm in the water with my mask. I want to make some more and send it out to my family. And they are really, really nice. They are not hospital grade, but I think they'll do the job when you go out. And I think masks are going to be with us for a while. But let's get back to the dollar bead box. Okay, and as always, I like to share with you some of the things, items that I have left over. And for some reason, I guess they think we like these beads, and maybe some people do like these little heads. And eventually, maybe I'll find a usage for them. But right now, I'm just collecting them, and maybe I'll use some for Halloween or some other little project if somebody else liked them. But I'm collecting these beads. I didn't do anything with these, and this half moon, the crescent half moon. I got this piece here. It is I didn't do anything with it. Maybe later on, and I saw some of the reviewers said that they would, embroider around it or put some beads or something. But this is extremely rough on the inside of it. This, so I just laid this aside, and maybe I'll do something with it later. And this piece right here, we got this piece here, and I think they called it a, is it a shiwa? It's some kind of jade handcraft pendant. Now, all of us got different ones, and this is the one that I got. And I think it's some writing in there, some Chinese or Japanese, I don't know, but I can't wear this. I can't do anything with it because if I don't know what something is, I don't bother with it because if I make something and I wear this around my neck, what am I saying? So for that reason, I will not be using this piece at all. And of course, I will be using the end cords and the bead cones. I'm going to use those eventually within another project. So nothing that I have go to waste, with the exception of this piece right here. I think it's going to go to waste. I can't see anything. I can't see myself using this. But let me show you some of the things that I did make. Now, for this month with the dollar bead box, I made 6 necklace. I made 3 pairs of earrings and 2 bracelet. Now, the necklace that I made, they are all single bead necklace. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, as you can see, I believe these are the tabular drops on these. I made 4 of these, and they are all single little drops. And I decided to use those little butterfly, well, these are little wings, and that's more like a butterfly right there. But I use all little wings, and I use all the tabular drops. They're kind of like glass window stains, little bitty cute miniature ones. So that's what I did with these. I use a single chain here. These are single chained. And for these two, I used the Coriana chain to make these. And I put the individual bells, and I use the larger bell because if I decide to swap out, I can swap this out and use a different type chain in here. And I also used, I made them where I could use the silver side of the tabular drop, or I could use the kind of like the stained glass side of it right here. And I also use I use toggle clasp, and I use the lobster clasp for closure for all four of them. And these are just four of the six necklace that I made. Now let me show you the other two that I made. Now, okay, I kept going with the single bead. I use the pewter round bead here, and I believe this is the one with the leopard stripes. Well, the little leopard pattern with this, and I use a barrel bale, and I also use the Coriano chain to make this. And of course, I use a lobster clasp for closure with this piece. And I think they are so lovely. All of these, I don't know, I was watching the news, you're just watching so many television programs, and everybody that I saw, they had on the little single piece and with a small little chain. So I said, why not? So I think that's what really got me spurred back into making my videos, because I hadn't done it in a while. So, but I noticed that everybody was wearing these single piece. So pulled out my dollar bead box, and that's what I came up with. These are the things that I came up with. But let me show you my favorite. Now, this is my favorite piece. Dollar bead box is always sending this type pearl all the time, and I collect them, I keep them. So, but for some reason this one just spoke to me. I used the pearl, and I put a little bead cap, and I wire wrapped it to this beautiful little flower bale, and I added to some silver chains that I had here. And what I also did was I use a magnetic clasp. I am not a fan of these, but I'm giving it a shot again. I mean, it seemed like it got a great pull to it. Hopefully, prayerfully, I won't lose because I'm always losing mine when I use a magnetic clasp. But I thought this piece was so pretty. Now I got to search through my stash and find me some freshwater pearls and make me a matching pair of earrings. And I just love that bell. It just complements it all together. Oh, I just can't wait to wear this. This is, of course, my favorite piece. Okay, now to the bracelet. As stated, I made two bracelets from that box. Now, for this bracelet, I use the mint opal beads. And that's that little bead right there. And I pulled from my stash some silver ladybugs, red beads, and I had some black beads. And they, as I stated, they all came from my stash, but they all came from a monthly subscription that I use. And I just wire wrapped. I created different little components, and I wire wrapped them and connect them. This thing is not coming apart. But let me do a quick review over for this leaf clasp here. This is a horrible clasp. This is just my opinion, but I do not like this little leaf clasp. I don't know if you can see it. It is the hardest thing to connect. You can't put it on by yourself, and when you have some help with it's still difficult to do. This is not a user-friendly class. I think it's cute. It really is a cute class, but it is so difficult to put on, and this is the way it looks. And it's a nice class, but it's just not a friendly class. This isn't something that I would ever buy again. So I would just put that aside and use it only when I have to. But that is bracelet number one. Now, bracelet number two. Now, for this bracelet, I use the 8mm check glass, the melon bead with green. It's green, and it has copper wash inside of it there on the outside there. And I just went with the copper theme, and I use a copper toggle clasp. And of course, I had to have a little dangle, because when you talk to the hand. You want something to be jingling. And I put a little bitty flower on here to give it a little bit more contrast with that bead. And I added with a length of chain. And this is a lovely piece. And of course, you know, a toggle clasp is easy to put on anyway. But this I made, and as a matter of fact, I can't find it. I must have given it away. They sent, I believe it was last month, another one just like this. And I think that was a little purple or bluish or something. But I know they sent this type bead before. And this is lovely. I like that. Copper is always a soft and pretty color. So that is bracelet number 2. Okay, now what you're looking at now, I call this my copper pair of earrings. Now for this pair of earrings, I went in my stash and I found this double loop earpiece there. And I use the check glass flower, and it's the pink opal with the copper wash in it there. You can see the copper here. So I just went with the copper theme. And I also used another copper faceted bead from my stash. And I use a copper lever back for this pair. And these are so gorgeous. They hang and the movement is perfect. So that is earring number 1. Okay, now this is pair number 2, and they are so cute. And for this pair, I use the mint opal, and I use the tiny daisy spacers. And I love having the tiny ones because when you make a little project like this, it makes your design a little softer looking instead of having that over size daisy spacer. So I used the tiny daisy spacer, and I had some black beads from my stash, and I used a pair of ear wires, silver ear wires, to make this pair. I also used the ball head pin here, round head pin here, to make this lovely pair of earrings, and they are so cute and soft. Okay, now what you're looking at now, this is this is pair number 3. And for this pair, I used the purple velvet rainbow iris bead, the tablet drops, and some buttons. I was cleaning up my bedroom and I found these 2 purple buttons while I was in the midst of, making my jewelry from the April dollar bead box. So I saw these and they actually spoke to me, and I think they're so cute. They go quite well with this. Look at there, aren't they cute? And it's silver. I'm going with the silver theme for these, and I use the silver ear wire. And look at those buttons. Perfect match for that little purple iris right there. But yeah, that is my last pair of earrings. So that is it for me for the April dollar bead box. And hopefully everybody is doing well. And, with the city opening up again, I live in the state of Georgia. But we are still being asked to shelter in place, if you are in that senior group. And I guess I fall into that group, although today is my birthday. But hopefully, perhaps that we can get back to normal and some type of normalcy. And I'm just feeling bad that all of this is happening in the world. It's just not like it's happening where you are or where I am. Is happening all over the world. So I pray that everybody is safe and you all take care. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully I will get back to beading, which is something that I love. But I also discovered I love sewing. So I'm kind of torn in between. So it was nice talking to you guys. And hopefully don't forget now to like and subscribe. And y'all take care now. Bye bye.